Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're with Rickie Maples. She's with the Van Buren Fall Festival River Jam concert. Rickie, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So Rickie, you mentioned earlier when we were talking offline that you're a merchant there in Van Buren. Tell us a little bit about you, where you grew up, and then let's talk about your career through the years and your current position with the Fall Festival and the concert.
Absolutely. I grew up originally in Donovan, Missouri, which is just a little bit south of Van Buren. But I've always grown up on the Current River, and it's a beautiful place in the Ozarks to live.
Very good.
And I started working in healthcare administration, and I stayed local. I worked at the Donovan Hospital and in assisted living and home care, and then eventually started to transition into community work and served on several local boards before getting into the festival scene and relocating to Van Buren.
Cool. Tell us about your current business.
Currently, my boyfriend and I are operating. His dad had a flea market here in Van Buren, and he passed last year. And so we've taken over operations. He loved it. And so we decided we'd keep it going. And we've taken over operations of the flea market, and we added a small cafe inside the flea market. And then when he was still alive, to bring traffic in, we started a small festival that grew from about 20 vendors the first year to about 100 last year.
Fantastic. So I want to talk about the restaurant, the cafe part first. Where did that idea come from?
Well, we were sitting here, and for his dad was 87 years old, and he worked this flea market 7 days a week. And for him, it was something that kept him busy, something that he loved, and something that brought people in that he could talk to. And for us, we needed it to generate revenue. So we thought, what brings people in the door? Food.
Yeah. Was there a need for a restaurant or a cafe?
Yes. So we're a town of about 800, and we do have a couple of restaurant options, but not a lot. And so one of the things that there was a little bit of a need for was a good home cooked breakfast. And that's one of our big specialties, as well as we do smoked meat and barbecue, thanks to Pastor Dave and Pastor Dave's Smoked Meats.
There you go. So talk about the idea of a festival to bring people into town, to kind of center attention, where you wanted it, where'd that idea come from?
Well, so in Van Buren, we are a summer tourism town because of Current River. We draw somewhere to the tune of 140,000 to 150,000 tourists in a summer. Okay. Again, we're a town of typically 800. So, we get a big push in the summer. Right. But in the early spring and the fall, that drops off. In the winter, it slows down a lot. And so the idea was not only to drive traffic into the flea market here, but also bring traffic into town by extending that tourism season.
Fantastic. All right. So let's talk about the festival. Give us a visual. What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like when you come into town?
It's a lot of fun. Of course, there's people everywhere. It's fun to find parking. We offer hayride shuttles that go to all the parking areas and all the event sites. That's a lot of fun. The people love the hayride shuttles. And once they bring you here, they drop you off at a designated spot, and you come in, and we have over 20 food vendors of all varying foods. So you have the carnival foods to the barbecues, to even shish kebabs last year. We just have a wide array. And then we have, the bounce houses for the kids, a couple of rides occasionally. And then we have a lot of arts and crafts vendors. And so you always have fun things for sale, and you have something for everybody here. We try to include vendors that, appeal to everybody.
Yeah. Cool. How long has this been going on?
We started, this was our fourth year. Collectively, it would have been the fifth year that there was a fall event happening, but this was our fourth year.
Very cool. For you, what are the moments that kind of just grab you, hold on to you, bind you, and say, okay, we're going to keep doing this. This is a good thing. What is it for you that does that?
It's honestly, it's the faces of the kids. When they get so excited and they've had their face painted and they've gotten cotton candy or they've gotten funnel cakes or, and they've done something fun and you hear them, because of course you overhear everything when you're operating it, you talk to a lot of people and to hear them say, oh my goodness, mommy, did you see me do this? And did you see that? And then talking to the businesses in town afterward and hearing that some of them have had the best day that they've had all year. Some of them even top their revenues in the summer. And, and for us, that drives us forward, not only for them, but, for us too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. What's your future goals? What does the future look like for your festival?
Well, my boyfriend and I are running it. We run both the fall festival as well as the concert.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, it is just to see it continue to grow.
What's your plan for that to implement?
We've gotten to the stage now where we're having to turn away vendors because we just don't have the facility to house a lot more vendors. So we're getting real choosy with that. And
wait, can I stop you there? Because I think there's some opportunity for some people that might be listening to this. What are your limitations when it comes to limiting vendors? Is it electricity? Is it what are your limitations there?
We've got a little bit of a space, where we're located at. Having the space to house all of the vendors that are applying, as well as trying to house some entertainment and things like that on site here. And then we do run into a little bit of electricity issues, so we do have to kind of monitor how many vendors we can accommodate there.
All right, so I'm just thinking ahead. If we have some people listening when you hear this podcast and you are logistically minded, or you have access to generator rentals and different things like that. I think there's some opportunity here, Rickie, and I know enough people that have side businesses and side hustles that could benefit from this and also allow you to benefit from it as well. So, okay, go on.
Right. So yeah, and then seeing that grow, and that was one of the reasons that we added the concert this year, was we thought, how could we take this festival up a notch? In 4 years, we've grown it again. We had about 20 vendors the first year and about 750 to 1,000 attendees. To this year, we had about 100 vendors and we had over 8,000 people. And so we wanted to take that up a notch, and that's when we thought about music. And so we were able to book Tyler Farr, and we held the very first ever concert on the Van Buren riverfront in the Van Buren Riverfront Park.
Oh, that's nice. Now, Tyler's a Missouri boy, right?
He is originally from Sedalia, I think. Yes.
There you go. Well, that's good. So, and I didn't want to sidetrack you there because bigger is not always better. However, if you can raise money and this benefits your tiny town of 800, we want to do everything that we could to help. So that's great.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm a live music guy. I'm an entertainment guy. We got to talk about these next two questions. What is the best concert you've seen your entire life, Rickie?
The best concert I've ever seen, honestly, it had to be ZZ Top.
Oh, wow. Where'd you see them at?
I saw them in Memphis.
Fantastic. We saw them at a Fairs Festival Association event, and it was fantastic. Yeah, very good. Okay, so Dead or Alive, excuse me, Dead or Alive, you could bring one musical act to Van Buren Fall Festival, River Jam concert, money not an issue, space, logistics not an issue. Who would you bring?
Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive.
Johnny Cash.
There you go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I think everybody would love to see that.
Yeah.
Never got the chance.
Alive, Yeah, alive it would be Morgan Wallen. Unfortunately, yeah, money would definitely be an
No, money's
issue.
not an issue. And you went dead or alive, and I think Johnny Cash is still at the top of a lot of people's lists. So you're
Oh
good
yeah,
there. I don't
for
think you have to. I think even your 12-year-olds would still come out for Johnny Cash as much as they want to see Morgan Wallen. Yeah, absolutely, very good. Rickie, so two things. How do people find out more about the Fall Festival, the concerts you have, and also let's boost your flea market a little bit and the restaurant there. How do they find out about those two things?
We are listed on Google. We're on Facebook as well.
Okay.
And then we're under Pops Teaks and Fleas
Okay.
Flea Market and Pops Cafe.
Fantastic.
And hey, our food, it ain't healthy, but it sure tastes good.
Well, it looks like things are going well there, so we're just gonna go with that. Thank you so much for being on with us, Rickie.
You bet. Thank you so much. You have a great day. Thanks for having me.
Well, baby,